Welcome to our 3K to 25K challenge. Welcome back, everyone. Today was an interesting day. Another aggressive day, playing around with options, seeing if we could scale the account. I really like days like this because we get a share of good positions, we get a share of good trades, and we also get a share of bad decisions. So I consider every trade a good trade, even though we're in the red, because we have reasons, we have confirmations while we're taking the trade, while we're justifying the trade, and sometimes the economy or economic events could play such a big role. So you do have to pay attention to a few things. Pay attention to the market. So always have your SPY somewhere where you can see exactly what's going on. Your Dow Jones, so you can see exactly what's going on. Your natural gas, so you can see what's going on. Also, check your economic events. So, if Federal Reserve is about to speak, release new interest rates, if our president is about to speak, if something is going to go on to basically scare investors or make analysts a little unsure about the future or unsure about what's going to happen, you have to take that into consideration because that throws logic out the window. What we usually go by, price action, looking at those charts and trying to identify patterns and trends, that fly straight out the window when it comes to those factors. So today we're going to be talking about a couple plays. Actually, I actually took a couple trades today. I believe 5 in total. I took 2 trades in Facebook. We saw great patterns on Facebook. Let's start there. FB. We're going to quickly close this. So this is my day, 4-hour, 1-hour chart. I'm doing it a little bit bigger here because now we're really trying to go into swing plays. I'm trying not to show you guys too much day trading. Honestly, only in my opinion, I think you should only day trade if you have a certain amount of money in your account or if you're above PDT. That way you can be in and out of trades. But being that we're restricted to our 3 trades every 5 days, you know me. I'm looking for a swing. All my plays are initial swings. So what we saw was I basically saw this strong bullish candle. I saw Facebook basically dancing between these 2 psychological levels of 160 and 170. We've seen this going on for a while, especially after this big gap up here that basically put us in the 160, 170 box. And you basically seen Facebook rally up and down. And please excuse my colors. Don't let my colors confuse you. This is because of my DMI oscillator. This is basically showing the trend. So even though it's going down, you still see these green bars. That's only because my oscillator is green. That's just a setting that I set. So please don't let that confuse you. If you have more questions about that, please DM me on Facebook, Instagram, and then I could explain exactly what that means. So here you see basically Facebook. You could kind of say it's forming a triangle. So what I saw was initially I drew my line here, and then I basically had a trend line. I clear my trend lines every day because I don't like the clutter. I basically had a trend line going like this. So from that trend line going like that, I'm like, okay, let's see if it basically returns below or returns under that 160 level, or let's see if we can get a breakout and it starts popping up towards the 170 level. So over days, I'm still watching this. Then I see this bullish candle, very strong bullish candle that basically crosses over that 200 day SMA, and then you see our 6 and 12 EMAs basically lining up as support, carrying this trend upwards, and this candle was today. So I already got into a call position. I believe my original strike price was 167 and a half. So 167 and a half. Yep, I basically caught this at the bottom here. And then what I did was I took profit around 169, only because I didn't want to at this point I'm trying to be more disciplined. I'm trying to take profits off the table quicker. So I didn't want to fight that 170 psychological level. I wasn't sure that it was going to break. I didn't want it bouncing around, and then I'm, hesitating to take profits, and I don't know what to do, and then the price starts dropping. So I took profits around 169, and what I did was when I saw this basically break the 170 and it held towards the end of the day, let's say around 3 o'clock, I got back in. For a strike price of 172 and a half. But basically, I set my expiration for next week. So if this continues, especially being that we just broke 170, the only fear of mine is the trade war. Let's see what happens with that. That's the only thing that could rattle my cage at this point. It definitely rattled my cage last week. I was really out of the game. I really had to sit out the whole of last week after 2 trades. I made a great Apple trade in the beginning, making $700, and then after that, I took an Amazon and Netflix trade that literally put me down almost 3K, $3,000. So I had to really center myself, and I should have recorded that video. It's just I get so frustrated when I lose to economic events, even though that's a part of the game, that's a part of the industry. It's just something you have to understand when trading. That's the risk you take. But it was just really, it was so frustrating because it's like, you do what you have to do. You do your due diligence, you do your analysis, you do your research, and you get thrown off because your president decides to get on Twitter or get on Instagram in that case. But we can also talk about that at a later time. So basically, my thought process is if it held this 170 mark, I see no reason to not get back in. I don't see any signs of this trend stopping. As you can see, all of our SMAs and EMAs are setting up to play support. Our 50-day SMA is all the way over here. Even on the 4-hour and the 1-hour chart, we have nice support here. So you could basically see that beautiful uptrend even into the aftermarket here. You can see Facebook is continuing to rise. So right now we're at that 172 level, even closer to our 172 and a half strike price, which is good because I have until next Friday until that expires. So I'm going to sit around in that play and see exactly what happens. Going to our next profitable play was, and we're still in this play by the way, was our Roku play. I seen this was another play I seen early on in the day. Roku had great news. I believe their new platform or their new devices is compatible with Amazon's Alexa. So that basically raised the stock 3%. I got in as early as I possibly could at 97 and a half, purchasing a call. Let's look at that real quickly. Slide on to Roku. And then same thing here, looking on my day 4-hour, 1-hour chart. Roku was able to blow past this 65 level, and it's basically now consolidating a little bit. Still moving upwards. We still have a small uptrend here, but it's moving pretty slowly. So we're just basically riding this trend as until we see some kind of indicator to get out. But same thing here. We have a good setup. Our RSI is showing a little bit overbought, but that's okay because the trend is that strong. Our MACD is still showing a strong uptrend here with our I was about to say standard deviation, with our shadow here way behind our SMA or our moving day average, which is the blue line here, and our oscillator basically showing lots of bullish momentum, lots of bullish upside here. And that goes for every other chart that we have here for our 4-hour. Same thing, SMAs, EMAs lining up nice. There's no reason for us to get out the trade. And same thing on our 1-hour. So on the 1-hour, we've seen well, this is the aftermarket, so I wouldn't really take this into consideration, but you can kind of see that on our 1-hour chart that it's dropping below or between the 12 and the 6, but it's aftermarket. So let's see how this opens, and we'll basically take it from there. If we get a big dip, then I might just take profits If not, we'll just continue riding the trend upwards. Moving on. Now, this is where things went a little bit south. And like I said earlier, I allow my emotions to get in the way of cutting my loss. But I'm still going to stick with this play because I really have a gut feeling. I have a strong gut feeling about Netflix here. So what we saw, same concept. Netflix basically hit this 72.5 level, got rejected, then slowly started decreasing, started going down. This is also a result of the trade war. I'll be 100% honest, because I was in this uptrend the previous week, and it really didn't work out for me here. It didn't work out for me at all. But anyways, I saw this bearish candle here, very strong bearish engulfing candle, basically breaking our 355 line and stopping on our 350 line. So I kind of took a risk on this one. I should have seen that probably this could have been a hard stop, being that, you know, the 350 is a strong psychological level. But what I saw was my SMAs are still at the bottom, still playing support. In this sense, my 50-day is a little bit lower than my 200-day. So I always think that naturally the stock or the levels would cross out my 50-day before crossing the 200-day. Sometimes I could be wrong, but that's just my hunch. And I also think that the 6 and the 12 EMAs are still in a good position here, playing above the current trading price. So to me, that's still symbolizing that we can have a downwards or short-term downwards trend. I even saw a little bit of losing momentum here. As you can see, our momentum has gotten lower and lower and lower. You see a little bit of divergence here. You see the trend still going up, but the momentum is decreasing. And same thing on your RSI here. You basically kind of see like that slight downwards decrease on your RSI, showing that, you know, this soon enough is going to start curving downwards. And here you also see the shadow of your average, your moving day average, above the moving day average with red momentum building. I said red momentum, I apologize, bearish momentum building. So in that case, I had a couple of confirmations here that that I'm really confident that this can possibly still drop below 350. That is where my strike price is. I basically bought a put for 350, but I guess because of all this trade war news, we really had a spike up today. We had a strong uptrend today on Netflix. So let's see if let's hope that this was simply just a stop, and this continues to go down, because our expiry date is on Friday. So we need to drop down we need to drop down below 350 by Friday. And our last play is a play that I also took at the end of the day, which is on SQ. SQ has been doing really good, especially after earnings had a great turnaround. Even though the earnings report wasn't so great, we still broke above the 80 price level, which was really good. Then we had a little pullback here. People started selling. And what I basically saw here was I saw a double bottom. Well, I considered that a double bottom. So let's scroll in here. I basically seen right here. This basically touched my 73.81 level twice. Boom, go back up, rised above the 80, came back down, boom, hit this level again. So honestly, I'm anticipating that this is going to continue going up. It could also be a risky play as well, because I didn't really have a strong confirmation. Well, actually, SQ was on some strong bullish movement today. So we basically rejected off of that 73 line yet again, and it pushed up towards our 12 EMA and got stopped there. So let's see. Hopefully we can break above that 12 EMA and also break above the 6. If we can do that, that would be really amazing, because our potential upside is that 80 level again. So if we can at least get around the 79 level, I wouldn't mind taking profit around the 79 level. And like I said, this is another play that I took an expiry date of next week. Let's check. Yep, March 15th. So I'm going to sit on that play as well. So far, Netflix is our biggest problem, of course. I'm going to learn to try to cut my losses earlier, try to compose myself and just, get it over with and cut my losses and move on to the next play. It's still a work in progress, but we're getting there. We're moving slowly but surely, still taking strong plays, still taking good risk management, good money management. We just got to cut out damn losses. But in any case, I want to thank everybody for tuning in yet again. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Drop it in the comments, like, subscribe. Please follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. I answer all DMs, I answer all questions. Have a good one, and I'll see you on the next video.